Hey everyone. So we have Angel Conway. She is doing amazing stuff right now. So she wrote her book, she launched it out, and it's up and running already. So Angel, tell us a little bit about it. I know I'm excited about the book, and I got to read it and I got to do a little bit of the review on there as well. So tell us a little bit about the title and what it's all about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jovi, for this amazing opportunity. So the ebook is Self-Care Quotes ebook to create freedom from negative thinking. Um, I don't know about you, but I love a good I love quotes in general, right?
Exactly, me too.
um, right?
Hmm.
Um, Quotes have been something that I've implemented into my daily regimen to help me, inspire me, motivate me, give me encouragement because my thoughts can get so consumed, thinking negatively, just and not necessarily negative all the time, but just thinking in a way that's not helping me to be productive, thinking in a way that's not helping me to accomplish what I want to accomplish, essentially. So, on my journey of just personal growth and development, I've created these self care quotes, and there's many more to come. So, there's going to be a volume two out here. Whoop, whoop, right? Because I know that there's just more to come, because every day brings new challenges, and so the inspiration is definitely there. But these quotes that I created has helped me to make sure that I am prioritizing taking care of myself and keeping me on top of mine. I call it a positive dose of reinforcements to take care of you. Because at the end of the day, we are so busy with going about the day to day, doing all the things, taking care of the family, the home, on the job, in your business. And sometimes the last thing that we think about is ourselves, is me, you
Yeah,
know? And so these quick doses of positive reinforcements, allows you to take a pause for the cause and say, hey, what did I do for myself today? And when you are finding yourself thinking those things that's, not allowing you to be productive, not allowing you to show up to your fullest, you can remind yourself with these quotes like, okay, let me take some time to take care of me so that I can refocus, regroup, recoup, and recharge to get this stuff done. Um, and so from to that end, the quotes again creates that freedom from negative thinking, and you can start to think in a way that's supporting you to achieve what you want to achieve. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit about the book and how um, I created it. And like I said, it's gonna be a part two. Because I didn't even put, all the quotes in there.
yeah.
I just took from, the most recent quotes that I've used that
Mhm.
I share with my community, that I share with people, um, because we all need that positive reinforcement. We all need that encouragement and inspiration. And this ebook does just that for you.
Exactly. And that's the perfect way. I know that I have my routine like in a daily basis. Um, Explain to the audience what that what that ripple effect does to you in your day-to-day basis and how you can implement the actual self-care quotes into your day-to-day routine basis. You can even write them down. Like I was thinking like writing them down and putting them in little um post-its because I know Karen's always talking about that and
Yeah.
putting it on your mirror. And I always say that to a lot of my members too, is like, you know, you have to say, I love you. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and go from
Yeah.
there, right? So just explain a little bit more in detail about that and how you do it in a daily
Yeah.
basis too.
And this is a very good question, Jovi, because, a lot of people, you know, um, hear about, affirmations and quotes. And it's just that it's like, oh, it's nice, but what is that going to do for me? What does that mean for me? And it's all about how you fit it into your life, and how you go about implementing it. And so I like to start it off top of mind, top of the morning, because if you're anything like me, when I wake up, I'm already like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do. And then what happens? The last thing that I'm thinking about is me, right? And so I created this thing that I call 7 minutes of intention, in which I use these quotes and I've used affirmations and prayer, um, and gratitude to just create that space for myself to say, this is what I need for the day, to get my day started. Um, this is what I want to do to take care of myself for the day. And so those quotes again helps to reinforce, okay, you say this is what you want to do, and I speak it verbally, because that helps to make it real. I write it down, I journal. I have like 3 journals. Because I'm like, listen, I'm finna, I don't really like to use the word manifest, but I'm finna manifest this thing. This is happening, you know. Um, and I share with others, you know. All those things I do to um help me to keep me on top of mind. Because you know what they say, out of sight, out of mind. Well, out of mind, it's probably not gonna happen.
Exactly.
If you're not thinking about it, you know, and that's the power of thought. you know, your thoughts, well, we all know that quote. And there's a specific version that I like. Um, but the power in thought is that everything that you do comes from somewhere, and it comes from your thought first, you know? And so, you know, this is not something that you have to overthink by any means. It's okay, what quote best suits me for right now today that's going to help me, to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. Say it, write it down, share it with a friend, share it with someone that's going to keep you on your toes, pull your coattails, and remind you, hey, sis, you know, or hey, man,
Right.
did you take care of yourself today? You know, um, so that's how I do it. On top of morning, I get my day started off the bat, with taking care of me on top of mine so that I can have that instilled in me, just so I'm laying that foundation for myself. You know,
Mhm.
like you have to lay that foundation, because if you don't, then it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So top of morning is key.
Yeah. Especially in the morning time. I think in the morning time, you need to spend some quality time with yourself, and get your thoughts together and try to go by step to be like, okay, this is how the day's going to be.
Hmm.
And even if it might not turn out that way, it doesn't matter. You do it again the next day. If it doesn't come out that well that day, okay, redo it again. And if you need to tweak it and make some little changes or adjustments, do it. Those are the key points, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, this shouldn't be difficult by any means. And I always say that, self-care should not be the thing that's causing you confusion, that's causing you more stress, like trying to figure out what to do.
Exactly.
Like that is the very opposite of what all this is for. And so, and that's why I love the simplicity of my ebook, because the first thing people think about, when they think about ebook, it's like it's a lot of content, and it's really not. I'm just giving you the foundation of what these self-care quotes are for, what it does for you. And for each quote, I have space for you to journal and write down your thoughts. How does this make you feel? Is this something that you feel is helpful for you? And just whatever comes to mind, you know, um, as far as like, what do you need to take care of you? And that's it. I also have some scriptures in there to just reinforce, promoting,
Yes.
right. Promoting health, and promoting self-care, because it's a biblical principle, it's biblical concepts, and I like to speak to my peeps who are in ministry specifically, because we can get so caught up, oh, I'm doing the Lord's work, and I'm head of the treasury. I'm head of the hospitality. I'm head of the children's ministry, the young adults ministry. And we are claiming, to be about the Father's business and to do all those things. But then you're not taking care of you. And that's not what he wants for us. He doesn't want us to run ourselves down in the name of doing his work.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that is the exact opposite, when Jesus came here. Okay, listen, I wasn't even trying to
No,
go
go
here,
there. Go
but
there. Go there. No. And I promote it because I was just listening to a prophet on my way coming back. Okay, so go. I
yeah.
need you to say it. Yes.
So when Jesus came here, he came to seek and save the lost. And we have got lost in the sauce of it all. Okay. So we got lost in doing everything and being anything for everyone. And God has called us, as he says in his word, beloved, I wish above all that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. So, what is he telling us? He cares about our whole being. He cares about us mind, body, and spirit. So, it's important for us to recognize, for us to even show up, you know, on the church board doing the medical missionary work, you know,
My
doing the
girl over
community
here.
service, for us to even show up to the fullest of how he wants us to show up, that first starts with us. So minister to yourself first, be in ministry to yourself first, and then watch God pour out a blessing, pressed down, shaking together, running over, overflowing, all that good stuff. When you are at your optimum health, because you are claiming his promises of health. And so, yeah.
No, it's true. And that's the main key. He wants us to be, you have to take care of yourself. And that's what they say. You can't be giving, giving, giving. And then, you give your last pair of shoes. What are you going to do, basically? And I heard this, like I was listening to, like I said, a prophet on YouTube on my way back home, and he was saying the same thing. Like, how can you give if you don't have? When you have to be obedient to what God is telling you to do. You know, so
Absolutely.
so yes,
And
you are
that
absolutely right. I love it.
that was a very powerful lesson for me, because I'm sitting here with a whole family, and my spouse had to check me on that, actually, because it I didn't see it. And, you have those blinders on,
It's happened to myself.
you know and so he had to step in and say, wait, hold on now, you know um It's great what you doing. However, make sure we good first. I had to have that, lovingly take care of home first, you know. And lesson learned, and even that's a part of it though, you know, because I'm a firm believer that you are your first ministry, and then the next is your family, you know, and especially that I'm raising boys in a society that teaches them, to work until they dead, to provide. And I saw my father essentially work himself into an early grave, dying at the age of 47. And so I want to change this narrative of like, that's all you are worth, is to provide for the family, you know, at the expense of your well-being. No, I'm definitely creating a space to teach them to take care of themselves, and to teach them boundaries, and just all the essential things that they need to make sure that they can truly show up and be productive members of society and live thriving lives, and not just a life where they are just skipping by, you know, um, because they're in poor health, and they can only show up and do the bare minimum. So, yeah.
Oh, it's true. And it's really important, especially in today's society with the men, you know, because that is our foundation, is the man, you know. Yes, the men are the providers, yes, and we are the nurturers because that's how God intended it to be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the same thing, like you do have to bring in those boundaries. You can't let anyone surpass those boundaries and get you off your track of what God has for you and your mission here, you know, and your family, you know, because it's for generations to come. That's the way I see it. So I think in overall with your self-help book right here, it's going to change a lot of lives. It's going to put that mindset because we need that switch. We need that switch where it's like, okay, you know what? Okay, this makes sense. We need
Mm-hmm.
something. There goes the light bulb. Oh, you know what? I need to do this again. You know, and it's a little bit difficult for some people, but once you start, you have to do it. There's a like a 21, 30-day challenge, you know, that you have to always do.
Yeah.
You have to push yourself. And if you mess up one day, go back again and redo it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's no wrong way. That's the way I see it. You know, it's just restarting the correct way and speaking correctly to yourself.
Yeah.
Those are the great affirmations because um, each time that you do not speak correctly to yourself, you're not loving yourself the way God wants you to love yourself. And
Exactly.
that's the way I see it. You know, before I never saw it that way. Now I see it that way, you know? And it
Yeah.
takes a couple years sometimes. Some people are lucky, you know, they have parents that teach them right away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So your boys, they have a blessing right next in your household.
Yeah. So yeah, that takes me to one of my quotes. And I'm gonna actually share two of them here. So that's why I always say speak life, speak light, and speak love over you. Um, and then the other quote I have is, it's not about doing it 100% of the time. It's about creating frequency and consistency to create new habits and new outcomes. And so, we can get wrapped up on, oh man, but I missed this day and I missed this day. But if you keep going, if you keep at it, if you are frequent in your consistency, over time, you will start to see a change. It doesn't have to be 100% at all. You just have to do it enough to get that momentum. And then when you get that momentum,
Yeah.
listen, it's going to be on and popping, because my mom, she's like, Angel, I see a difference in you, from about 3 years, 4 years ago. And I'm just like, listen, I just made it a point to say, you know what? Retraining my thoughts. I'm going to make time, because that's the number one excuse. I ain't got time. I got these 3 kids, a fourth if you want to include my husband. But no, I have this, I'm working and I have all these other things that, I'm doing. Like, I just don't have the time, you know. But once I told myself I was going to make time, oh, and believe that, I definitely wasn't 100% at all. There was times where I had to talk to my girls and I was just like, ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm so sorry. And so, been there, done that. But again, when you show up for yourself, amazing things happen. And so the the um the thing about it is not to focus on necessarily achieving the goal of, oh, yes, I got this walk in, but the woman and the man that you are becoming in the process. you know are you becoming a woman, a man of your word? Are you doing what you say that you're going to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your journey um is the beautiful thing of this thing called life, um because it's, again, who you are becoming in the process of what you achieve. So yeah.
True. Do you want to add anything else to this interview? I know I'm so proud of you and so excited. So,
Yay.
because I know
um
it just, when you said that it was out, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait.
I guess I would leave with saying that no matter what, believe that you have everything that you need. And I know this is probably something that, people hear 1,000 times over, but it's true. You have everything that you need, because you have grown so much. You know, you may not be where you want to be, but you're definitely not where you used to be a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. So think about that as you think about, this new journey of really, truly getting into the habit of taking care of yourself, you know, and that it's possible to, you know, go to the gym 3 times a week. It's it's possible to create that self-care regimen for yourself, for whatever, your goals are. It's possible, um, because you have everything that you need. Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for this interview, for jumping on. And I'm excited for your ebook and the next book as well. So
Yay.
can't wait. And we're going to have to start doing the paperback and also a hard copy because I want one. All
All right, sounds good. And I
right.
guess you'll put the link in the comments.
We're going to have the link in the comments. We're going to have Angel's bio as well. So if you need to reach her, through Facebook, Instagram, and she also has her self-care group, don't you?
Facebook group. Yep.
Facebook group. So also we're gonna have all that information in the bottom. So like, subscribe, the whole thing. All right. Thank you so much. You guys
Thank
have a
you,
great one.
Jovi.
You're welcome.
Take care.
You too.